This is the biggest bicycle in South Australia. It's situated in Victoria Square in Adelaide, and it signals the return of all the top bike riders for the Santos Tour Down Under. Other iconic venues like the Adelaide Oval as we close in across the River Torrens and into the city itself for the opening race of the week, the People's Choice Classic, a circuit race over 51 kilometres, which is 30 laps on a 1.7 kilometre circuit. It was a beautiful evening in Adelaide, temperatures running around 25 degrees, and there was a huge crowd, Paul, seeing the riders sign in.
And some of the best sprinters in the world lining themselves up for the little hors d'oeuvre, but everyone cheering on Cadel Evans, who will be riding in South Australia for the last time over this next week of racing.
The winner last year, all smiles, Marcel Kittel, the German rider, and Premier Jay Weatherall getting them on the way, facing up to the 30 laps of the circuit. And the crowd as big as ever here in South Australia. This is a moment on the cycling calendar that people here really relish.
And as always, the race run off at very high speeds, in excess of 51 kilometres an hour at the end of the day. But very early on, there was a break of 4 riders established right up at the front end of the main field.
And this was Miles Scotsman here, taking out the first sprint and beating Lars Boom. That was on the end of lap number 5 of the 30. But the double national champion of Australia was soon put in his place as 4 men started to establish a lead, led here by Dario Cataldo, followed by Matthew Heyman. Then on the left in the white, Calvin Watson. At the back, Peter Kenyuk. This was the second sprint, the Europe car sprint, taken out by Heyman.
Very, very closely contested as well. But these riders were to build themselves an advantage of over 35 seconds at one stage. And it looked as if they were going to surprise everybody. Matty Heyman shaking his head a little bit there, but the money was in the bag for him. Giant Alpecin, a new sponsor for them, were the team of Marcel Kittel. And he was the man who was looking to win this race for a second year in a row.
And it was that team that were keeping these riders well within the gun sights, but by the end of lap number 15, Heyman was at it again, this time taking on his ex-teammate, Peter Kenyuk, who tried to bang his wheel on the ground, but still got beat by his former teammate.
Yes, but Giant Shimano were not too happy by the organisation of the 4-man leading group, and they started to really turn up the screws. Dario Cataldo felt that he would have a little chance to try and outwit Peter Kenyuk in second position, but as they came charging down to the line, watch the cleverness of the man who's been a multi-track champion of the United Kingdom and currently the road racing champion of the United Kingdom as well, gets himself $500.
And that was the end of lap number 20 and another hotly disputed sprint, this time going in the favour of the British champion. But now the race was splitting up and the race was now being driven on and brought back together. Now it was more serious because as they were running inside the last 5 laps of the race, they were beginning to go for the gold medal. And where was Marcel Kittel? His team had done it all right so far with the black jerseys, but as they lined up now for the sprint, there was only 1 black jersey left in front of Marcel Kittel, and there was still a long way to go.
And locked onto his wheel, Greg Henderson, a man who's won here in the past, was just waiting for the moment to pounce. And it looked as they came into the final sweeping bend, as if Marcel Kittel was going to run out of firepower as they straightened up for the finishing line.
The finishing line was a long way down the road here, and in the red jersey, Greg Henderson, who's won this race before in 2009, jumped for the finishing line, but he didn't have the speed. With the magnificent show of effort, Marcel Kittel got the victory, almost as he did a year ago, coming from the back and taking them out on the line. Chased over the line by Juan Jose Labarto of Spain. And in third place, Wouter Wippit on the far right there in that red jersey. So Kittel was off the mark at the first possible moment.
I'm actually very happy now, very proud. I'm always nervous before the first race. I want to have that first sprint immediately with the team if it's possible, and I'm super happy that it worked out today.
A great sprinter plying his trade, and now he's a relieved man. He's off to the same start he had a year ago because he won this event then. And let's see if he can win a stage this time of the Santos Tour Down Under, which gets underway on Tuesday. And the first stage will suit the sprinters.